Police in Northern Ireland have used water cannon tonight as more petrol bombs and fireworks were thrown on the 7th night of violence on the streets of Belfast. The renewed unrest comes despite a plea for calm from the British and Irish Prime Ministers, who issued a joint statement this evening. Police say the clashes between Catholic and Protestant communities last night were some of the worst violence they have seen in recent years. During an emergency session of the Northern Ireland Assembly today, politicians on all sides lined up to condemn the attacks. Our Ireland correspondent Emma Vardy has the latest.
On an already febrile situation, now more fuel on the fire. At one of Belfast's peace lines last night, the peace was broken. In the hands of teenagers, petrol bombs thrown in both directions over the wall. Each evening, these gates are locked to keep the mainly Protestant and Catholic communities apart. Now forced open, rammed by cars and battered closed by police, amidst a running battle between crowds on each side.
It's hard to control. Mobs of kids, when they see one side doing it, they're joining in.
Who's encouraging it?
The loyalist politicians are doing it. Why? Because they got Brexit in and it's not working. It'll take months and months now to repair the damages community-wise, if it ever is repaired.
As the fighting continued between Belfast's Shankill and Springfield Road, local priests tried to warn young people of the danger, themselves in harm's way. The to and fro attacks, which lasted over an hour, have just been interrupted by the arrival of this line of police Land Rovers who pushed the crowd back from this side of the peace wall. Earlier, on the other side of the wall in the loyalist Shankill Road, a bus was hijacked and set alight.
The disorder last night was at a scale that we have not seen in recent years in Belfast or further afield. The fact that it was sectarian violence and there was large groups on both sides of the gates at Lanark Way, again, is something that we have not seen for a number of years.
In loyalist communities, who are staunchly British, there's a backlash over the Brexit deal, which sets Northern Ireland apart from the rest of the UK.
So whenever I got here, the police...
19-year-old Joel was himself arrested in a riot over Easter and released without charge. He tells me he was looking out for a friend. But many who have become involved are even younger. Why do you think this is happening?
I don't think young people really understand the details in terms of the Irish sea border and stuff. I think what they're being told and what they're seeing reflected in the media is that Sinn Féin are winning, the Republicans are winning, and that our identity is under attack. And when they hear those words, when they hear that stuff, and then they're told, all right, and the way that you can help is by going out there and throwing bombs, sticks and stones at people, they're more than willing to do so.
People will say, why were you there in the first place? Wouldn't it have been better to just go home?
The fact is, someone I cared about was in trouble, and I don't think that that's anything that someone can sort of blame me for or accuse me of wrongdoing.
As the clean-up operation began in Belfast, political leaders gathered for an emergency meeting at Stormont to try and bring about calm.
There can be no place in our society for violence or the threat of violence, and it must stop.
What we saw last night at Lanark Way interface, I think, was a very dangerous escalation of events of recent days, and it's utterly deplorable.
In the past hour, police, under attack again, have used water cannons against large crowds gathered on the nationalist side of the peace wall. There's concern the floodgates have opened on something more reminiscent of Northern Ireland's days of old and may be difficult to close. Well, police were clearly braced for more disorder to break out tonight, and there are more protests planned in the days ahead. Now, tonight, the Prime Minister Boris Johnson has spoken by phone to the Irish Prime Minister, the Taoiseach Micheál Martin. They have both agreed that dialogue is the way forward, but while political rows keep on playing out here over Brexit and other issues, it continues to make things difficult.
Emma Vardy with the latest. Thank you.